Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
Break it down like this.
Hello, Internet. Gino, that Pinguino Greco here again with another episode of Deep Listens. And today we are going to be talking about the Limp Bizkit of Sonic the Hedgehog games, Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, boy. Joining me, as always, to discuss all things video games, Pete Busby. Hello, Pete.
Hey, how's it going? I'm excited to answer the question, what would happen if you took all the most annoying things from Devil May Cry and gave them to a hedgehog? This week's fun fact, nothing about hedgehogs, but I found some facts that disturbed me as much as Shadow the Hedgehog.
Damn it, Pete.
I know.
It's a hole-in-one every time, and you don't go for it.
Well, it's because I'm not a hack. You know, I don't let the people tell me what to do. I do what I want. Here's some facts about chickens, though. I was reading an article about not genetically, but engineering the next generation of chickens. I'm just going to read
Chicken
next gen
2.0.
chickens. Yep. I'm going to read two sentences from this article. Here they are. With a global standing population of at least 25 billion, chickens outnumber every other vertebrate species. The total standing biomass of domesticated poultry is around 3 times higher than the biomass of all wild birds combined. Some things for you to know about chickens.
Oh, no.
Is that true?
The article said it, and it was an article in a reputable place, so I'm going to assume yes.
That's
Where could
insane.
people find this if they wanted to just fact check you?
Oh, God. Give me a second. I'll have it for you. I just put it in. Oh, here we go. It's the name of the article is Finding a Path Forward for Poultry Farming. No, I'm sorry. That's not the title. That's the thing they put
Subhead.
in the thing. Yes. The title is The Unending Quest to Build a Better Chicken by Boyce Upholt. It was in the December issue of Noma.
Excellent. That other voice you heard is the person who inflicted this upon us, the Mistress of Games, M. Palladino. Hello, M.
Hello. I wanted to start 2024 off with a bang.
So you picked a
Bang,
game
bang,
with
bang,
guns.
bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
So I picked a game with guns.
You did it.
Shadow the Hedgehog certainly has guns in them. And also Shadow the Hedgehog. I can't even riff on it. It's
The corn
we'll talk about
of
it.
Sonic the Hedgehog games. We are also joined the new metal of Sonic the Hedgehog games. We are also joined by a special ringer today because someone in the Deep Listens family said, you chuckleheads definitely didn't play Shadow the Hedgehog as much as I have. I have to be on the podcast. So it brings me no pleasure to welcome Braden, ArbitraryWater, Redacted, onto the show. Hello, Braden.
Hello, Gino. I am here to bring all of the Sonic the Hedgehog knowledge to bear as someone who was the perfect age for this game in 2005.
Excellent.
What age was that? What's
13.
the target demographic? Okay. There you go. I
Yeah,
was
I would say
also
so.
13. And I don't think this was targeted to me.
I definitely played a lot of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 around this age. I did not play Shadow the Hedgehog because even at 13, I was like, I don't know, man.
To be clear, I rented this game. I did not purchase it.
Oh.
Is that better?
Yes,
guess.
Yeah, I
because
think
my
it is.
parents didn't spend that much money on it.
And did you beat it?
I achieved the true ending in Shadow the Hedgehog when I was a
Wow.
lad.
I'm sorry.
As an adult, revisiting it,
Sorry.
not so much.
You can put that on your dating profiles.
You didn't have to say that into a microphone.
Job
We're recording
application.
this.
No, I'm going to say, no, the people need to know.
Okay.
This is good prep for you, too, for when you have to play Sonic 06, which is a far less functional video game than Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, no.
Dear God, is that true?
That's possible?
What if
no.
What if you just fell through the floor sometimes?
I did in
Yay.
Shadow. I thought I did. I
No,
can do
you
more
just
than
didn't
that?
play well enough.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're just bad at Shadow.
that's fine. All right, before
What
we...
if the physics were less good?
Less wieldy.
Even less wieldy.
Dear God.
Well, that's for another day. That's future Gino's problem. Current Gino is dealing with the problem at hand, Shadow the Hedgehog. But before we discuss Shadow the Hedgehog,
Maybe. God damn it.
we
Maybe we can end the podcast before we have to play Sonic 06.
I don't think we can.
Do you want to just call it here?
No,
We
Okay.
had a good run, y'all.
Yeah.
no, we'll be fine. We'll be safe. We'll each take a different path. We'll meet up at the end. It'll be fine. Our normal housekeeping, you can get in touch with the show at DeepListensPod on Twitter, deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our comment sections and deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. That's the email address. You can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. That threat about Sonic 06 is a reference to the fact that if we get 3 more patrons, we have to play Sonic 06, and Off the Deep End is playing Ultima 9, which will be Ultima Sonic 69, the great Deep Listens family extravaganza for
My
the whole
GameFAQs
family.
username.
Yes, that's it. So, yeah, you should join the Deep Listens family. Support us on Patreon. If you're already a patron, you could just increase your contribution and let me know, and we can add a person. That counts, too. We're so close. It's so ominous. I keep my copy of Sonic 06 in front of my TV in my living room so I can see it every day when I walk in my living room. It's
I
a
keep
threat.
Mine.
It's
I
like a
keep mine under
tattoo
my
that
pillow.
says Memento Mori.
Yes. I'm not
Wait,
exact.
you-
That's where it is. I see it every day. It stares at me.
That's strange.
I unwrapped it and then didn't move it after I unwrapped it.
Hmm.
ADHD's a mother. But if you were to support us on Patreon, you could also get access to our Discord. That's another benefit you get from supporting us, which might land you on the Discord report.
The Discord report. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. This week on the Discord, I'm watching a golf anime.
Sure. Yeah.
So there was this anime that came out in 2022, which feels like it's in the 2000s at this point. But it is about girls golfing. It's called Birdie Wing. I was told that the girls were gay. They're a little bit gay, but I don't know if it's I don't know if it's enough to get me to watch another season of this. But it's off the wall bananas.
Is the off-the-wall bananasness enough to make you keep watching it if the gayness isn't?
Yes. They have like golf superpowers. Like there's this one girl that can stop time in order
With
to
the power
line
of
up
golf.
in order to win at golf. Yes.
But only at golf?
But she only uses it at golf.
Okay.
There's a underground mafia lair, which is a golf course that reconfigures itself randomly using like a hydraulic system, and there's like sections of land on tracks. The mafia controls it, obviously. So I've been watching that because we were talking about the anime awards. And that was up for something for some reason, even though it came out 2 years ago.
I think the second season came out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's up for it. So I'm going to get to the end of it because I'm already a season in. Gino, you're watching Vinland Saga.
Speaking of shows I'm watching because I'm already a season in, Vinland Saga, boy oh boy. I don't know. The first season's like Game of Thrones, and the second season's a very different show. It goes from like, hey, here's this sad Viking boy try on a revenge quest, and then it's like, it doesn't work. He doesn't get the revenge he wants, and then he has to learn how to fill the void that violence once filled in his life through the power of farming. So yeah, the second season's a lot of sad piano and talking about
That sounds
the
boring.
Yep, it's a very different show in the second season. But I'm almost done. There are 2 episodes left. Maybe
You're almost free.
I'm almost free. Just like Torfinn, the main character.
Maybe he'll get attacked by Vikings, and then he'll have to go on a revenge
He is
quest.
the Vikings.
He's
No, I
already.
mean,
that's already
he's-
happened. That's already
Oh.
happened. Sorry, spoilers for season 2. He's already been attacked by Vikings.
I mean, you said he was like settling down to be a farmer, and
He
so I was
is.
like, well,
His farm
logical
gets attacked.
conclusion.
His farm gets attacked by Vikings.
Well, there
Yep.
you go.
Yep. You got it. You.
Easy. I don't
Yep.
even have to watch it.
Yep. Whatever you think happens in this show, it does.
You want to
but-
watch a show where you don't know what's going to happen next? Watch Birdie Wing.
Birdie Wing. Okay.
Yes. There's.
Excellent.
I'm just going to tell you about one screenshot I put in. There's a flashback. The teacher, the golf teacher, is like talking about the instructor who taught the main character golf. And they have a flash to like a piece of broken land over a whirling whirlpool sea with just a golf like flag at one end of it, and the guys are just standing on this little island, which they don't explain what the fuck happened here, but I assume they played golf and they died about it.
This is the ultimate place to train for golf.
Yes. He killed me in golf, is what he describes it as. I'm not joking. That's the actual line. He killed me in golf.
Okay, I might need to watch this
It's
show.
amazing.
I might need to
It's
find it.
amazing.
Can I ask one follow-up question, Em? I don't want this to
Yes.
turn into a Birdie Wing podcast.
It could.
It could,
Thinking about it.
but I'm reading the Wikipedia, and it
Yes.
describes Eve
Yes.
as a crude and bullish golf style.
Yes.
What does that mean?
She hits the golf ball so hard, everyone gets scared of her.
So she's like, who's that guy I hate?
Tiger
Uh,
Woods.
No, I'll
Bill
look.
Madison.
Nicholson.
No, give me a second. I think his name is Bryson.
No. Know nothing about
Bryce-
golf.
Sammy Sosa.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
I don't
Apparently,
know.
I know too much about
Sure.
golf for, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Again, I'm sorry to inform you, Pete. This is a podcast. This is going to be released to people. You're explaining shameful things about yourself.
A record, I don't like golf.
I don't
I
either.
think it's a waste of resources and land.
It is. Golf
But-
courses should not exist.
Golf is a
Correct.
sport for rich assholes.
Yep. Which I will never be because I can't make money.
So, one more follow-up question from the Wikipedia.
Yes. Okay.
So they're describing oh man, I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing her first name. Aoi.
Yes.
Amawashi?
Aoi?
Yes.
Aoi. It says that she has a smile that can grind her opponents to defeat. Is that also
Yes.
accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
She is so cheerful and nice, and her opponents are just like, I can't stand her. And then they lose because they're distracted by how happy she is.
They get
'Cause
lost
she
in the
fucking,
sauce.
yeah, she fucking loves golf. She will
I might
not
have to
soil.
watch this podcast.
She will not soil the good name of golf with betting.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
we're
might
gonna
watch this
watch
show
it
and we
and-
might record a show on it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yay!
Might have to.
We might have to. This sounds very compelling. Vinland Saga, bummer. Birdie Wing, yay.
What were we talking about again?
Another thing in the
This was
Discord
the
that came
Discord
up.
report.
This is the Discord report. One more thing that came up. The Final
Yes.
Fantasy V movie, Legend of the Crystals, is being re-released in HD. It's being aired on
Who-
television.
Let
So,
me ask, who wanted that?
who wanted
besides
that watch
us.
party?
Who wanted the Legend of
HD
the
upres.
Crystals
Exist.
HD thing to be remastered and broadcast on Japanese television?
I think it's
Don't
just
lump
us.
me into that. Us. I don't.
I assume Sakaguchi requested it personally.
And they were like, "Who let that guy talk to a Square Enix person? We kicked him out after the Hawaii debacle." Oh man!
Just a reminder, that anime was directed by the same guy who directed the critically acclaimed and beloved anime adaptation of Metropolis.
Look,
Like the movie.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
look. The problem with that movie is not how it looks, necessarily. It's got other problems, but we might do a watch party.
Depends where
of
you're
that.
looking.
Yes, that's true. All right, so just quick. I'm going to do a quick obsession of the week. It's very quick. I was playing a game called Potionomics for my card game stream, but it turns out it's much more a dating sim than a card game thing. Like, I'm barely playing a card game. It's much more of a economics. It's like Racketeer, but with a card game in it, more than anything else, and then also dating sim. But it's a good game. It's well written and it's fun. And I also recommend, because I don't think I'm going to pick it for the podcast, Cobalt Core is another card game I've been playing for streaming purposes. That game is just like straight up great. I would recommend it if you like card games at all. The writing in that is even better. And the music slaps. So Cobalt Core and Potionomics, there's two game recs that we're probably not going to cover on the main show at any point. But I think they're good. And if you like digital card games, they're good. All right, now that we've delayed the inevitable for long enough, Em, please explain to me what Shadow the Hedgehog is.
Okay, so Shadow the Hedgehog is it's kind of a third-person shooter. It's kind of a platformer, and it's all edgy, baby. What if the anti-hero Shadow the Hedgehog, I think he was just a villain before this, but they were like, what if we gave him amnesia and made him have a sad backstory where he knows a human girl somehow?
That was in
And what
Sonic
if we
Adventure 2.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Shows what I know about Sonic Adventure 2.
Wait, so this was before Sonic 06, right?
Yes,
This was
the
Sonic
year before.
05.
Perfect. So they were like, this human thing is working so well,
We're gonna
we're
do
going
it
to run
again.
it back
Yes.
the next year, the very
Yep.
next year.
These games were developed in tandem.
At the same time.
Even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Shadow the Hedgehog is plagued by aliens who want him to do their dirty work, and also the United States government, from the look of it. And there's a hero path. You can be a hero, or you can be a villain. And what will you choose? I think was the tagline of the game. And
You can also just run straight really fast, and
there's also the normal
the
neutral
neutral path.
route if you're boring.
Actually, that gets my vote for best path. I think it has the best levels.
I agree. So yeah, one thing that jumps out when you boot up
Just one?
Shadow the Hedgehog, when you start the game, and
Immediately when you start the game up.
2005.
When you start the game up.
Yes, it punches you directly in the face. The 2005 of it all. I want to say it was Prince of Persia.
Warrior Within was 2004.
Yeah, so this is like this and the Warrior Within are like the two games that jump to mind for me when it's just like needlessly edgy. Like they took a character that was supposed to be pretty neutral, and then they're like, "What if we gave it Tood?" And as soon as this game boots up, the menu. Pete, what are the menu sound effects? Do you remember what happens?
No, I was so
I
lost in
remember.
I assume gunshots. I don't remember. I'm just
Yes.
going to guess, honestly.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
What else would it have been?
It is every time you just navigate on the menu. It's like a pump action shotgun, and then every time you press the X button or something to select an option, it's a gunshot. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog game at its core, and that is the aesthetic they chose for the menu, which is incredible. And then the opening cinematic happens, where Shadow the Hedgehog, like a city's under attack by aliens, and then Shadow the Hedgehog walks up with a AK-47, and then he cocks it like a shotgun, and then he starts shooting at things. It's one of the most unhinged opening cutscenes I've ever seen. It's incredible, and it sets the tone perfectly.
It's a masterpiece.
What is the music that is playing while this is happening?
This is from the resident Sonic house band, Crush 40.
Mm-hmm.
Doing,
Wait,
are
they actually? Do they do other Sonic music?
Oh yes,
yes they do.
Oh my god!
The
Okay.
intros for Sonic Adventure
2.
Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
All
and
Crush
Sonic
40,
and the
baby.
Secret Rings. All done by Crush 40.
Yeah. So that they start playing. They've got an incredible song about Shadow the Hedgehog.
Hear no evil, black writings on the wall, unleashed a million faces, and one by one they fall. Black-hearted evil, brave-hearted hero, I am all I am, all I am. And it keeps going like that, and
That was
you're
beautiful.
like, yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm
13.
I'm 13.
They couldn't even get a T rating. They got E10 plus.
Did they not want the T rating, or did they just miss it?
They just missed it, I guess. He says the word damn. M?
The ESRB
They
was
couldn't-
like, "You're trying too hard, honey."
They couldn't get a more
He
severe
says,
swear in there.
where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Yeah, he does say that. Oh man.
If I was 13, I would be like, oh, he said a swear.
I had
He's
to tell my
cussing.
brother that he was saying Dan. He was 5 or 6 at the time.
This game's
The
really
fourth
waking me
Chaos
up
Emerald.
inside.
Daniel.
Wake me up.
Can't wake up. Yep. Oh man. This game. So after that amazing opening, you're thrown into the first level, and everyone starts yelling at you all the time. Because it starts like a Sonic Adventure game. It controls kind of like Sonic Adventure, which means, Braden, I think you described Shadow to me as a cheetah on roller skates.
Yes.
That's what he controls like. He goes from 0 to 100 acceleration to top speed almost instantly. Controlling him is unwieldy. His jump is not great. His homing attack, even worse. Unreliable. Do not trust it. Otherwise, it's just like Sonic Adventure, except Shadow can pick up guns. He's got a gun,
And he
button.
will.
And he will, and he
Yes.
should. Because
So, Gino,
yeah.
they took the Team Chaotix missions from Sonic Heroes,
Mhm.
which is the worst part of that game,
Mhm.
and they made an entire game around that.
Mhm.
And
Right.
it controls worse.
It does.
And there are guns.
and there are guns, and sometimes
Vehicles
lances.
for some reason.
Yeah. So
There are swords sometimes. There's a
What-
rocket launcher at least once.
yeah, there's turret sections because it was
Yeah.
2005.
Those are bad.
They suck so bad. But yeah, you made it. So you said that there are paths. You could be good or
Yeah.
bad, and the way that this takes place in the game is there's two people in your earpiece, basically yelling at you to do things. One person will just be like following you around as a companion. It's usually one of Sonic's buddies. So like Sonic the Hedgehog will be like, "Hey, Shadow, You need to stop 5. You got to beat up the aliens. Kill them. Kill them dead.
Kill all the aliens.
And then there'll be an alien, like, in your ear, like, no, Shadow
Black
the
Doom.
Hedgehog. I'm Black Doom.
Shadow, you need to kill all the people.
Kill all
the
humans.
humans.
Slit their little throats, Shadow the Hedgehog. And he's like, I don't know what to choose. I'm so conflicted. And depending on which of them you do, you get a different branching story path. So if you do the evil stuff, you go down the dark path. If you do the good stuff, you go up the light path. And if you ignore both of those morons, you just go straight down the middle. So if you just complete the level without doing either of the side objectives, you will go down the neutral path and just advance forward down whatever path you're already on. So I would say just run through the neutral path. It's fine. Just run through the levels as fast as you can. Escape. Get out of there.
How many?
Get out as
levels in
fast
this
as
game?
you can. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
All right,
23
so yeah,
level.
There are 23 levels in this game. You have to play through 6 to get to an ending. And
You always start in Westopolis, and then you
you
can
always
branch
start in
off into
Westopolis,
3.
which is a bad level.
Yeah,
It
which
is.
sucks. And then you can either go into Glyphic Canyon if you go the neutral route, Digital Circuit if you go the good route.
Dark
Is that the
route.
hero? That's the dark
down
route.
is the dark
Yeah.
route, up is the hero route.
Okay, so Digital Circuit and Lethal Highway are the 2 that branch off of Westopolis.
Lethal Highway.
Digital Circuit is probably the most visually like jarring levels.
You're in the
Uh,
Matrix.
You are in a computer and it looks terrible. And then from there's Prison Island because you go to Guantanamo Bay for some
Guantanamo.
reason.
Go to Prison Island from Sonic
I'm
Adventure 2.
trying.
You thought it got blown up, but it didn't.
It would be very funny if it was called Guantanamo.
I can't talk right. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
And then there's Cryptic Castle and Circus Park.
We're
Circus
sending
Park
you to an
is...
FBI black site.
Please don't send me to a black site, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, man.
Oh,
What were the other levels? Sorry, Em.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. They all are pretty bad. Are there
Yes.
any good ones?
The jungle one's okay.
There are some okay levels, but it's one of those things where even if you are trying to, let's say, try to get all of the endings, like a fool, like a 13-year-old me, you
What an
have to
idiot.
do a lot of things that one might describe as tedious.
No.
Yeah.
For the missions that require you to defeat enemies, it's usually defeat every single enemy in a level.
And if you
So
miss
you have,
one,
and if you miss one, you have to use a checkpoint and teleport back.
Mhm.
Until
Damn,
you
one human's
find
still breathing.
The one alien you missed.
yeah,
man.
several times, Braden got into a situation in his stream where he could not find an alien.
And so
And
I
just
said, fuck
said,
it, and I just
"Fuck it."
went through the exit.
Yeah, so this game suffers from the same problem that most 3D Sonic suffer from. Most Sonic games
Shitty
in
game
general.
disease?
Well, it's shitty game disease, but it's a specific kind. It's a game that kind of wants you to explore like it was a Mario or something, but you're controlling a cheat-on roller skates. So the game it plays best when you are running forward as fast as you can, barely reacting to things, and just steering this uncontrollable monster forward. When you're asking me to make precise platforming moves or look at something that's off camera to the right or left, That is not what the game is good at. And so every time I have to control the camera myself or look around for a collectible, the game slows to a halt because you are delicately trying to nudge this monster towards the goal you want instead of just running downhill and grinding rails. And that's the worst part of all of these games. It's always the worst part. And they made a game that if you want to get most of the endings, you have to do that. You have to go off the beaten path. You have to find keys to unlock doors. You have to snuff out every human being in a level. It's just a lot to ask for a game that ultimately isn't worth it, I think. Do you disagree? Braden, you've actually done it. Do you disagree?
I was unable to... I beat Dino Crisis 3 about a week ago.
On purpose.
On purpose. I think that game is quite poor. People should not play it. I was unable to get myself to play more Shadow the Hedgehog after having beaten it 3 times. I do not have the wherewithal or the willingness to beat it another 7 times in order to see the true ending.
Coward.
Unless people want to throw money at me.
But even still, like the true... Okay, so you get through these levels, and then at the end of doing all of these levels, you will fight a boss, and then you'll get an ending. The endings are... The differences between the endings are which goober is standing next to the Shadow the Hedgehog as he gives his final monologue, and which goober is lying on the ground in defeat.
The best part is, every time, the monologue always ends with the same line.
Well,
This is me.
This is who I am.
That's it. I'm sorry. I can't believe I misquoted.
It's in the
Shadow
it's
the
in the
Hedgehog.
song. It's in the opening song.
yeah, it's right there.
Crush 40. They told
We
you.
were given it. Here's the thing. We do get a different recap regardless, like, depending on what we do. It's just the same exact, like, format regardless of what you do. So if you go to certain levels, you will get a line that's like, I met up with Knuckles in a burning wasteland, defeated the black creatures, and got the 3rd emerald. And you're like, yes, I remember doing that in Glyphic Canyon. I have the list in front of me. There are a lot. They wrote a lot of these.
They did. They really phoned one of them in, though. One of them, he's just like, no one tells me what to do. I know what's best.
When Shadow the Hedgehog's parents tell him to come down for dinner, he says no.
And then he goes down for dinner 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
He felt bad about it.
He turns the music up. Oh, man.
Like, but I really am hungry, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Mac and cheese does sound good, Mom. But yeah, like, the endings are just like... I got the neutral ending. I just sprinted through the levels as fast as I possibly could, which ends in you fighting Eggman and the egg slot machine, or whatever that is.
Oh, that
And
that
maybe
one
Shadow's
sucks.
a robot.
Yeah, and he's like,
Oh my
Eggman,
God,
I
that
saw
ending?
androids. Am I an android? And he's like, yes, Shadow Android. And Shadow's like,
You are.
I'm Shadow
Whoa.
Android. This is
I'm
me.
an android now.
This is who I am. And then it just varies from there. Like, sometimes it's Eggman lying face down on the ground, and then Shadow kills him. All of the ones with Eggman, I think he kills him except for one of them. One of them, he lets him walk away alive.
Yep.
But
He
yes.
kills him?
Goodbye, Doctor.
No! And then
And then it
Eggman's
goes, no.
like,
And then it cuts to
"No."
black, and you hear Eggman go, no! Because
that him killing him?
Shadow isn't weak. He's not a sissy like Sonic. He'll kill a guy.
He'll garrote that man to death.
He'll kill him, man. He doesn't hesitate.
He uses guns. You kill so many people if you go down the dark path.
Oh, well, you don't kill the people if you shoot the human soldiers. They're on the ground and they have little stars floating over their heads, so you know you just knock them unconscious. Because this game's rated E10+.
What about the aliens?
They're
The
dead.
aliens go away. The aliens aren't
Okay.
people. You can kill them.
They just teleport away.
To hell.
Unclear.
To hell.
Oh man, by jumping to the ending, I forgot one of the incredible revelations that happened
Yes.
during the neutral path. There's a cutscene where we cut to the president of the United States in the Oval Office, talking
man.
about Shadow the Hedgehog and his rampage. And did y'all get a good look of what's on the president's desk?
How could you miss it?
And what's on the president's desk?
He has a framed photograph of Sonic and Shadow on his desk that he looks at like they're his children.
Longingly, would that be fair?
Yeah.
Borderline
He's like-
romantically.
Why can't my children behave? I am the president.
My children can't go fast. Not at all. They're so slow.
I hope he
man.
does have a family somewhere, and they are not featured on his desk at
They
all.
didn't make the desk. These two freakish hedgehogs.
These are
dude.
my bros.
These
I
are
am
my
not
boys.
bros with my family.
I hate my family.
Oh, man.
Who
The
else
other
is
weird
there?
thing is, because of the way this game is framed, you have Sonic and his friends helping out with the military-industrial complex.
They're helping out an
Yeah.
organization called Gun.
Hey, Shadow! Us and the coalition
one-
forces are gonna fight the aliens.
I'm not
Remember-
like dialed into the.
If you're not in
extended Sonic
support of
universe.
the war, you're a communist.
One of them's a chameleon, right?
Yes.
Or like
SBO the
an
chameleon,
iguana
yes.
or something. He is a chameleon. Okay. It took me forever to realize he wasn't a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Ask me anything about the deep lore of Sonic. the Hedgehog.
Tell me about Vector the crocodile and
Uh,
his dookie rope chain.
So, Vector the Crocodile comes from beloved 32X game, Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh man, there was one of the endings where it was like the Shadow's a good guy ending, and Vector the crocodile was standing there, just like, "Hey Shadow, what are you gonna
Yep.
do now that you got all
And
the
Shadow's
Chaos
like,
Emeralds?"
I don't know if I should be alive anymore. And Vector's like, no, don't do that.
I can't emphasize enough. That's what he sounds like. Shadow,
Extreme Muppet energy.
These are very good impressions.
life's worth living, Shadow.
Also,
Shadow, we can get you into counseling.
he walks
just
off
wanna
screen and
say-
then menu noises intensify.
this is the 4Kids cast from Sonic X who do the voice acting, I believe.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think the only one that's any good is Rouge the Bat.
Well,
She's-
they kept the Eggman voice actor.
Yes,
Eggman's good.
It's still the same Eggman.
Oh man,
he's okay. He's trying his best. They're all trying. It's just in different directions.
Look,
Yes.
the person who voices Vector the crocodile didn't choose to have Vector the crocodile say Shadow life's worth living. That was the director. They just had to deliver the line with feeling.
This is all the fault of convicted criminal Yuji Naka.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Oh, Pete, do you know
He
about
was still at Sonic Team.
I don't.
Oh boy, Ray, could you read him in on that? 'Cause
So,
I know about
Yuji
it.
Naka, the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, among
Yeah.
other, and also Balan Wonderworld, and
Yep.
Let's Tap for the Nintendo Wii. He was arrested and convicted of insider trading
Which is an
because
Oh,
of
nice.
his time working at Square Enix.
More
Uh,
than once, I think.
yes, and the end result of that, other than the part where he is now in jail, is
not for
that
Shadow the
Final
Hedgehog.
Fantasy Battle Royale mobile game got shit canned because of the stink around it from the insider trading stuff.
Yeah, so that's
Is
why.
that why that?
Yeah, that's why we had to cover that game last year. Was because it was going away because it put a man
Oh
in
my
jail.
God.
Because it put the Sonic Man in jail.
I didn't know that was correlation. Thought it was just
He also, Yuji Naka also, before he got arrested, spent a lot of time showing old photos from his time at Sega and literally blacking out the faces of people he didn't like in a very Stalin-esque fashion. He does not seem like a very pleasant person, and now he is in jail.
Oh man, he didn't
Shadow the Hedgehog.
He didn't go fast enough to escape the country. Oh man, Shadow the Hedgehog, what a game. See, Shadow the Hedgehog is much funnier to laugh at than to play. Watch someone else play Shadow the Hedgehog. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah, just watch my stream
Yeah.
archives. You're
Yeah.
good.
Control
I
I
also-
played that
sucks.
game for 5 hours.
One thing that got me about Shadow the Hedgehog, the game we just played,
Mhm.
was also like I've never seen a game so disdainful of the idea of like canonical endings for the first 7 it gives you.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, these are all, none of them are true. They're all gibberish. I guess there's a true ending if you get all of them, but who cares? Is that one real either?
I mean, the 2 of the bad endings are like, Shadow, what'll you do with the Chaos Emeralds? I'm gonna destroy the whole frickin' planet. And then there's another one that's like, I'm gonna go conquer the universe. And that one's not as bad, I guess. It's amazing. Just like what he decides to do with the emeralds every time. They're just so dumb. Every one of them. I can't emphasize enough how bad it is to play this game. Just watch the cutscenes. Braden,
You don't even have to do that.
He says cusses.
He does say cusses. How did you... There was a level that seemed to involve collecting a bunch of things on a spaceship, and that
Yeah.
seemed like it was a bummer.
Yeah, that level was bad enough that I had flashbacks to when I played this game as a child.
20 years ago.
Yes. It's almost been 20 years, Jesus.
Yeah, right? Maybe
There's-
less. You did rent it.
Yeah.
There's not a Chow Garden in this, is there?
No,
No.
this is here. So here's the actual thing. One of the reasons why Sonic Team got worse at making video games over the course of the 2000s is because they had to make those video games for 3 consoles instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
And also a lot of their most talented people left or were assigned elsewhere in Sega. This game is somehow not even the nadir of Sonic Team's output in the 2000s.
With only 3 more patrons, we'll have to play the Nadir.
Only 3 more patrons. You'll get to see what happens when people are told to make a new video game for new HD consoles at the same time as making a new video game for the Waggle console. And given a hard deadline because 15th anniversary.
Yep, you will see what happens when the will to live escapes an entire company simultaneously. Oh boy, do we have anything else to say about Shadow the Hedgehog? The guns don't feel good.
No.
No.
The homing attacks don't feel good.
Does
the most
anything
dangerous...
feel good?
No, but the most dangerous thing in this entire game is jumping and pressing the jump button a second time to homing attack. That's the most
Because
dangerous
sometimes
thing
the
you can
homing
do.
attack decides it doesn't want to home in on the thing.
That has a
'Cause
target on it.
there's-
And then you go flying and whoops.
There's no way to lock on to anything that I found anyway.
No. What does Shadow say when he dies?
He
Not
says,
here?
damn, not here.
Yep,
He
that's
said, I escaped, but you're still trapped.
Yeah. I ran past checkpoints too many times also. I was trying to go too fast, and sometimes I didn't step on the checkpoint, and I found out the hard way. I can't say enough. There's turret sections. And the game is not like you're behind a turret, but turret sections, usually the turrets don't blow up after you're hit twice, but they do in this game. I just can't believe it. It's like they watched some games that had come out recently and then just never interrogated why the games had these segments. It's got big, like, I don't know. A lot of Japanese companies around this time were just watching what was popular in the U.S. and Europe and then aping it without fully understanding what the appeal was. And this is the Shadow the Hedgehog. It feels like a product of that very directly.
How do we appeal to the teens?
Exactly.
Like I was in this demographic. I think most of us probably were when this game came out. Like, do you remember this making sense to you at the time?
Braden, you played it at the time.
No.
I did. Even at the time, I thought it was pretty bad, but I still beat it because it's a rental period, and you only get so many. You only are allowed to rent so many games.
Yeah,
but I remember even at the time in Year of Our Lord 2005, thinking Shadow the Hedgehog maybe wasn't that good.
As a 13-year-old,
I still have fondness for Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. I'm not going to pretend those games are amazing, but I have nostalgia for them.
I mean,
this
when
game
compared
is
to
wretched.
When compared to Shadow the Hedgehog, they're the frickin' Mona Lisa. Even the songs are worse in this game. Like, Sonic Adventure 2 has some bops. Escape from the City is unironically good. That bass line's good. This game's music, by comparison, is... There's no Pumpkin Hill in this soundtrack. No one's rapping about Shadow the Hedgehog searching for the emeralds.
Didn't you hear the wonderful rendition Braden did at the start of the show?
I did, but it's not as good as the songs
It's not
from
as
Sonic
good as
Adventure
the hip-hop
2.
music.
What?
Or the very Dreamcast Blue Sky music of the first Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, or the ska. That's weird.
Yeah, there's no ska in this game.
There's just new metal.
And we're citing that as a drawback.
Yes.
Gotcha.
When the alternative is new metal, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Would you rather have early No Doubt or Corn, Pete? You can only have one. These are the two choices.
Can I have neither? Is that
You can have Real Big Fish or you can have Trapped.
Oh, no.
These are your
Which
two
songs
choices.
from the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 soundtrack do you want?
I don't remember any of the songs. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Okay, any closing thoughts on Shadow the Hedgehog, a video game we all played? What endings did we get? I got the Android ending.
God, I don't remember.
Personally, I did neutral, I did all good, and I did all evil. I forget what they were, but I remember I finished those levels.
Are there
blocked
any,
it out from my memory?
Are any of the final bosses good?
No,
No.
there are like 3 final bosses. You're either fighting Eggman, you're fighting the general guy who is in a robot, and Sonic is also there, or you are fighting the alien overlord. And all 3 of those boss fights, which, to be clear, repeat significantly. Those are the 3 boss fights that you get to play for all 10 of those endings.
They didn't even give you a unique boss to fight for each ending.
No.
Nope.
No,
That's just
there's a
sad.
unique boss fight in the true ending, but I'm not gonna go that far.
It costs money to make more bosses, Em.
Yeah, that's true.
This,
Do you remember?
This was maybe not the A-Team project, because the A-Team project was too busy making a Sonic game for a new generation of consoles.
Wait till you see the A-Team project
Yeah.
and how good it turned out.
Oh boy, what is the true ending? Can you tell us?
So Shadow the
version?
Hedgehog, it was created by Dr. Gerald Robotnik
Uh-huh.
in order to defeat the aliens.
Okay.
The end.
And
then
then he goes Super Saiyan and defeats the alien.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out Shadow is a hero. He's not a villain, he's a hero.
Oh, okay.
And
He's a
then
good
then by the time we get to Sonic 06, he's working for the government.
God damn it.
It's Iron Man all over again. Oh, man.
So-
I have an actual mechanical question. He's got 2
Yes.
super meters. How do you charge them? What happens when you use them?
You charge them by
Doing.
killing people.
Yeah. If you
Oh.
do the good thing, the good one charges. If you do the bad thing, the bad one charges.
Oh,
Oh,
none of them.
yeah.
You
Here's
can also-
before we end off, I just want to
Yes.
say it's real messed up how the good meter basically will zoom you through the level.
Yeah.
But given how objective based this game's levels are, that means you can just go straight past something you need to get.
If you recall, a lot of the objectives are kill all the things. And if you zoom through half the level, you are missing some of those things.
People are walking away breathing, and it's a problem.
Here's my
can all-
question.
Yes.
There are keys. There are
Yeah.
secret keys in the
Sure.
level. What does collecting all of the keys get you?
You get a thing.
Oh.
There's a door somewhere in a level. There's usually a weapon or a vehicle inside that door.
Are
Why
you
would I-
fucking kidding me?
Why would I want it?
What if you want to
You would.
drive a Humvee?
Why would you want any
I
part of
doubt
this
the level.
game?
I knew the reward would suck. I didn't think it would be that bad.
But you need to jump. How does the Humvee jump? Can the Humvee jump?
Got hydraulics.
You said it almost angrily.
You cannot jump.
You were
in
offended by it.
cars.
I'm just saying, if the reward's a car and you can drive it for like 2 seconds and then you have to jump out of it so that you could do the platforming bit. Dear God.
The platformer game.
Yeah.
The game that is ostensibly a platformer.
Can I make one more complaint while we're complaining
Yes.
about things?
Please.
So, like, the
Sure.
whole, a big portion of this game is, like, supposedly morality choices, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But at any point, you can instantly just say, no, never mind, and just cancel
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
If you feel like.
Yeah,
He's an anti-hero.
yeah.
He's not gonna do what you tell him to.
No one can tell Shadow the Hedgehog what to do.
Except me. I have the control.
I am the final boss of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Dance, puppet, dance.
I think that
Oh,
would be a
man.
better game if he had to come out and kill you.
That'd be intense.
This is why he acts this
Oh.
way. He's controlled by 13-year-olds. What?
Yes.
Just a quick question. What does the evil super meter do?
It's an AoE blast.
Oh,
It
thank
just
goodness.
kills everything near you.
Great. Okay, Em, what were you gonna say?
One thing we forgot to mention is that this is a Sonic game, so you are also collecting rings, and
Oh,
that's
you
your
are.
health
Yep.
bar. And boy, howdy, do I hate how this mechanic works.
At least you can
Um,
only lose 10 at a time in this game.
Is that the limit?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought, okay.
You're
I
protected
didn't-
more than in other Sonic games.
I very rarely had more than 10. Let me just say.
I had more than 10 by accident once.
Yeah. I don't like the rings.
I don't like the game.
I don't like the game, but I really never liked the Sonic collecting rings thing.
Braden, you've seen all the endings. Does Sonic kiss the girl? Does Shadow kiss the girl, or is that a Sonic
No,
thing?
no.
That's Sonic.
Okay.
Shadow is
Shadow
asexual.
doesn't get to kiss anyone.
Can we all
Okay.
pick our favorite side character? Who's
Yeah,
our favorite member of
sure.
the Sonic Extended Universe?
Oh boy, you go first,
Okay.
Pete.
Oh God, I wasn't ready. I don't know why I didn't prepare for this follow-up
Why?
question.
What?
Who's your favorite child, Pete?
I guess Amy. I think Amy's my favorite.
She has a hammer.
That's
true.
why I like her.
That's a
Yam?
good pick.
What's yours, and why is it Rouge the Bat?
It is, well, it could be Rouge the Bat, but I'm gonna say
Good pick, too.
Tails.
Oh, okay.
Tails is a good boy. Rouge, I will say, would be my favorite, except why does she always work with the fucking cops? She's a
'Cause
thief.
She's an agent.
She's a thief. She was always a thief.
She's Black Widow.
she would never align herself with a agency called Gun.
She's a government cop.
Braden, who's your favorite child?
Oh, my favorite is I like
crocodile.
E123 Omega.
Crocodile.
Yeah, I love Vector the crocodile.
Yeah.
My choice is Vector the crocodile. To hell with you people.
Yeah.
You liar.
He's the stupidest looking one. He, in a series where everyone looks out of place, he looks the most out of place, and that's the funniest to me. His chain, he looked dated in 2005 as a character design, and they just keep shambling that corpse forward and giving him he's got the voice of like Barney the dinosaur too, which is just the best. Him or Charmy B. Charmy doesn't get enough to do.
Charmy B.
Wow,
Everybody hates
Shadow.
Vector hates Charmy.
Yeah,
Everybody hates Charmy.
of course.
Charmy. Here's another thing. They have. I know there's a lot of things, but there's going to be more things. Charmy B in particular has several voice lines which don't seem to be like triggered by anything. You'll just be doing something and he will say the same exact thing he said 5 seconds ago.
Shadow, you're so cool.
Yes, exactly.
It's
so annoying. I had to turn the volume off when I was in that level.
So when I was playing this game the first time, I was of a normal mind, and then I got a concussion like a couple of days later, and
That made it amazing.
I wasn't able to play this game for a bit because the cacophony, everyone is yelling at you constantly. There's people begging for their lives. There's Charmy B telling you how cool you are. There's Dr. Robotnik going, Shadow, you need to turn on the generators, Shadow. And then sometimes you bump into things that give you tutorials, and that just starts talking at it. Shadow talks to himself. Endless sounds, and then the soundtrack is so much. Oh, God. Don't play Shadow the Hedgehog if you have a head injury. Also, don't play Shadow the Hedgehog if you don't have a head injury.
If you would like a head injury,
Play
perhaps
Shadow
you'd
the
play
Hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
And that's our coverage of Shadow the Hedgehog. The head injury of video games.
This sold 2 million copies.
This won Wii Platformer of the Year.
Yep.
this
Well
game has a
deserved.
meta score of like 49.
But on some, like Nintendo Power gave this an 8 out of 10. How is
IGN
that
gave it
possible?
like a 7.
Yeah, I don't
Because-
understand it.
It was released by a large company, which means it can't get lower than a 7 on IGN. I'm sorry. These are the rules. Even that in 2005.
This game won awards.
It did. It did. 2005 was a naive time. It was simpler. The Iraq War was happening. Everyone was innocent.
We had things on our minds.
Yes. We need a hero
This
that would
game
take
is not
justice
good.
into their own hands, and that hero was Shadow the Hedgehog. All right. Which means I think it is now my turn to pick.
It is.
It's my turn to pick a game, huh?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna pick a game that is on my list of games that I should check out at some point, and I've got it installed already on my PlayStation 5, and so I want to play it. I want to play Alan Wake 1, the first Alan Wake.
What? We
Yeah.
can't start with the first one.
We're
The
starting with
second
the
one's
first one.
right there.
I want to start with the
The
first
second
one.
one.
I want to
Have
play
we
Right
ever
there.
started with the first one? Yeah, I mean, that's not Deep Listen's protocol.
Sometimes.
This one's
Okay, we
installed already. I
Good
have it.
news. Good news. I own this one already, so I'm willing
Good
to
news,
play this
I-
one.
I already played Alan Wake last year when the
What do you
second one
think?
came out.
I'll play it.
You'll
Like
have an
it?
okay time.
Yay.
excellent.
I'll
Okay,
take an
time.
okay
the
time
part where
over
that
what
game
we had.
was clearly an open world thing, and then the developers couldn't make it work, and they turned it into a linear series of levels.
Is it edgy?
How do you feel about Stephen King?
I like it. Although it ends super weird if you've ever read the book.
Then you'll love Alan Wake.
Does it end like it?
Rave reviews.
It ends in a weird way.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
It's Pete. It's kind of a shooter where you're kind of playing as Stephen King, except it's not Stephen King. It's Alan Wake.
Okay. That's a good premise.
Yeah, and wouldn't you know it, he's stuck in one of his books, or maybe he isn't. Who knows?
Hoo-hoo.
Well, thank you, Braden, for coming in and teaching us the ways of Shadow the Hedgehog, as only a person who played it when they were 13 could.
You're welcome, Gino.
You got the true ending, so none of us have to. So thank
I got
you
the
for your
true ending as a
sacrifice.
13-year-old. Ergo, I don't have to do it again.
We
The real
salute
true
13-year-old you for your service.
Braver than the troops, that child.
Yep.
More patient than me, certainly.
Yes. Thank you, Pete.
Yep, we did the Lord's work on this one.
We did. Thank you, Em, and also to hell with you for picking this game.
Thank you for your participation in what may be the start of another year of.
Oh no! Oh no! The internet cut out. Was like, this is
Sorry.
too real. Another year of
Oh,
pain.
God damn it!
This
okay.
raises a question. Can we refuse a game?
Yeah.
Like, if M picks one, can we just be like, no, we're not doing that?
There's a veto protocol, I assume.
We've
It's
never had to
happened
use
before.
it.
Yeah, this would be unprecedented.
You vetoed ZP before.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well. ZP doesn't count.
We said if a person picked a choice that was bad. I'm sorry, that's rude. That's rude.
Damn.
I do veto pornography. I will veto those choices, yes. All right, well, reminder, you can get in touch with the show at Deep Listens Pod on Twitter, deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our comment sections and deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com, and you can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. A very Shadow the Hedgehog to all of you out there. Till next time, peace.
To all who celebrate.
To all who celebrate. Mazel tov.
Oh, boy. One for the record books.
That was a good show. It was a bad game, but a good show.
Yeah.
We laughed, we cried.
I laughed because I cried. I cried because I laughed.
Well,
Yeah.
you get to play a real video game now.
Yay.
Yay! Unless we get 3 more patrons, in which case, the emergency protocol gets activated.
I can't believe they did this twice concurrently. That's insane.
It is. Sonic Team is a dastardly place.
I hope that the protocol activates earlier rather than later, because I have such a chaser to this.
Oh, don't you pick Sonic Frontiers or something?
Sonic Frontiers is
Exclusively
apparently fine.
I don't know what to believe anymore. People who say that their brains are
Yeah,
pickled.
I know the people who say that are Sonic people.
They say
Gino,
that a
you-
lot of these games are fine.
You did pick the Sonic RPG. That was a decision you made.
That was because it was. I was like, "Hey, it's Sega's response to Super Mario RPG. What a funny thing! I can choose whether to
And then,
date
yeah.
Rouge the Bat or Amy Rose because BioWare made it." All right. Well, have a good night, y'all. This
All
was
right.
this
You
was
too.
a delight. I will talk to y'all later.
All right, have a good
Bye-bye.
one.
See you next time.
Bye, bros.